Hello friends and welcome to another video. In this video I want to share with you two things. First, my latest composition. I composed this track last night. And two, the structure of my tracks. I want to share with you how I arrange and structure my tracks. So let's just jump right in. Okay, you get the idea. Now, you can see that I have color code my sections. I tend to color code my sections in the arrangement vertically, okay, not horizontally. A lot of people color code the tracks like this. I mean, I have certainly done that, but the way I like to do it is to color code everything going down vertically. So I can see the intro is in blue, the verse or the first verse is in light blue or whatever. The main section of the track, the hook where it has the whole ear candy, is in yellow. Then the green is pretty much just like the breakdown. And then obviously the next section is again the blue section, the light blue section, which is the verse, if you will. And then it's the chorus again, which is the yellow part. And then the ending is in blue. Okay, so you notice that the beginning and the ending are in blue. And if I zoom up a little bit here, you can see that, okay? Like the ending is just this section right here, okay? And let me just play the ending a little bit so you can see what I mean. Right? So the ending and the beginning, they both have the same colors. Now, the way I do this, and the reason why I like to do it like this, I should say, is because it's very easy for me to visualize what section is which and what is happening at any given time. Now, obviously, this is a very repetitive theme, if you will, but let's not forget that this music track is going to a stock library. And when it comes down to composition for stock libraries or music licensing in general, I should say, it has to be consistent throughout. So you must be able to balance that thing that we do as composers in order to be repetitive, but not boring. Okay, so that's the real challenge for us, and this is why it's so important to see how the first part is structure, what elements are there. The second part, or the verse, I should say, what's happening in that part, and then what's happening in the next part. So the yellow part is, you know, the ear candy, like I was mentioning. Now, I don't use this type of colors all the time, okay? These are just random colors that I have just selected. Probably it looks horrible on the session. You know, it doesn't look like something that I want to look at, okay? But the idea is to separate and have a clear division between each section. So if I go to the breakdown, I know that it's all in green. And I know what elements are there. So it's very easy for me to see and get that division between certain elements of the composition. This is just a little hack or a little trick that I've developed over the years, and this is the way I try to teach composition and arrangement in all of my courses. By the way, if you're new to this, don't forget to download my free guide, link in the description. It's been updated for 2024 with all the libraries where I sell my music. This track has already been uploaded to certain libraries, not to all of them, but I'm definitely going to move to the list of libraries, which you will find here in the list. But as soon as I compose a music track, I like to upload it to at least 3 or 4 libraries very quickly, like just release it as fast as possible. I usually don't have the time to do this type of color coding thing because I'm just on the go and I've done it for such a long time that I don't need to do it, okay? But I do it for the purpose of teaching and sharing what I have developed over the years. Okay, as you can see, the session, in this case, I took the time to name the instruments on the side. I don't do that either because I'm just on the go. I mean, even the session, the regions, they don't even have names, all right? It's just MIDI region or whatever, guitar, pop, rock, all of the guitars, you know, all the guitar sections, they don't have proper names, okay? The reason why it doesn't have name is because I don't bother naming the tracks, okay? So when I start my compositions, I'm ready to go, I upload, and this will say audio 1 or audio 2 or whatever, and it's a mess, okay? But because I do this on a regular basis and I know exactly what I'm going for and I know exactly what I'm doing, there's no need for me to keep my session organized. That's not something that you should do though. You should definitely be very organized and know exactly what track is doing what. And so the region will read something like guitar left or guitar right. So when you're mixing and you're producing your music, you know exactly what this waveform is and what's doing. For me, I can just instinctively, I can see exactly what's happening and what am I doing with my tracks. And I usually put the drums at the very top. It's like the first track, and then it's like the bass, the piano, and then the guitars, and then I go down like that. But it's just a matter of habits, and it's a matter of getting used to a certain blueprint when it comes down to organization and arrangement. So once you know exactly what arrangement is or is supposed to be in terms of an intro, a verse, a chorus, a breakdown, and then a repeat of the verse, or an A, B, C type of formula, then you're going to be able to do that and replicate that arrangement in any genre. It doesn't matter what genre you're working on, as long as you know exactly what the arrangement is supposed to look like, then you're going to be able to put that to other genres and be confident enough that you know that your intro is supposed to have 2 bars or 4 bars or whatever. And then the verse is supposed to be with these other elements and whatnot, you know? So every bar has a new element of like keeping the energy moving. It's all about the energy moving, and every bar something needs to happen, whether that's a tambourine or a new guitar lick or something. The drums change a little bit. Transitions are very important. I've spoken about this, but this is just a quick example of how I arrange and how I structure my music tracks and how clearly I can see throughout the session all the other elements. Okay, I can see what's happening in each section. I mean, I can take it a step further and put here like a label. You know, most DAWs do this. Like in the intro will be like intro, and then here I will put like from here to here is the verse, right? And then the yellow part from here to here is the chorus, and then the breakdown. I mean, I certainly do that when I'm teaching, but for my own compositions, I don't need to do that. I don't need to select. I don't need to select the certain parts and label every single thing, okay? Because I'm just on the go. I'm literally like, let's record, let's upload, and let's let go, okay? That's my motto. Record, upload, and let go. That's it, okay? Somebody made a comment about one of my videos quite recently talking about that creativity is a limited resource, so you don't burn out. I don't believe in burnout. Okay? I don't believe in inspiration. Inspiration comes afterwards. Inspiration comes after you have sat down by your desk to compose music. If I was writing books, which by the way, I have written a book. Where's my book? Okay? Go and check out that book. All right? You will find it in Amazon. If I was writing a book, or when I'm writing a book, for that matter, that's my first book, I don't feel inspired to write. Okay? But inspiration finds me every single time I sit down by my desk when I'm writing my book. All right? Inspiration comes afterwards. Musicians and composers have this thing, and artists in general, have this thing that I have to feel inspired, or that I have to wait for the muse, or how to get rid of writer's block. Structure discipline is structure a schedule in order to work, in order for inspiration to find you. You're not going to find inspiration. If I'm going to sit here all day waiting for inspiration to strike, it might never come. And when it comes, I'm not even ready for it. So I want to make sure that inspiration finds me every single day when I'm sitting down here by my desk. Look at the time, 8:28. Go and see all the other videos that I've released over the last week, and I share what time it is. And you can actually go and see it on the screen recorder. Every single morning I'm doing this. I just happen to record it with a video and share it here with you. If I'm not shooting a YouTube video, I'm actually doing this right now at this time every single morning. So you have to develop a system. You need to structure your time. If you cannot structure your time around making the music, you're not going to be able to structure your music inside the DAW. I can tell you that right now. So inspiration and creativity is not a limited resource. That comes from a scarcity mindset. That comes from the torture artist mindset. That comes from that mindset of like, I need to feel good in order to create good art, or I need to suffer in order to create good art or good music. I used to believe in that. I don't subscribe to that mentality anymore. I don't need to suffer in order to create good music. I don't need to be going through some kind of hardship in order to create good art. Okay? I can tap into those emotions. I've lived long enough to actually tap into certain emotions in order to transfer that into a piece of music. All right? I don't want to go through some tragedy in order to feel inspired. I don't need to be some drug addict drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels under a bridge in order to become an artist. Okay? And I come from a rock and roll background, by the way. But I want to be healthy, I want to be strong, and I want to be in a good mental state in order to create music, in order to create more music. Okay? And I want to be in a good place. I want to feel good about the music making. The music is not going to come to me, all right, whenever I feel like, or me balancing out creativity and looking for the right moment so I don't burn out. I don't burn out, man. How can I burn out doing something that I love? I want to record another piece of music. And by the way, as soon as I'm done with all this music that I'm doing, and as soon as I'm done with all the things that I do, which is part of my work, I just switch off like anybody else, you know? But one thing that you will realize is that creativity feeds into more creativity, all right? I mean, you probably are familiarized with this idea or with this concept. When was the last time you composed a music track? If you haven't done it for some time, you know it's very hard to get back at it. It's the same with anything else. Okay? If I'm not playing my guitars on a regular basis, then you lose it, right? You lose the creativity, you lose that muscle memory. I mean, the muscle memory is there, but the strength is not there. The same energy is not there, all right? You're not in flow state. So I need to practice the guitar in order to feel good. The more I play the guitar, the more I feel like playing the guitar. The more I work out at the gym, the more I feel that I can go and keep that momentum going. The more I write music, the easier it is for me to just tap into it. There's no end to it. I'm kind of like diverting here on this video. I tend to do this, you know. I'm usually, I have to have certain bullet points so I don't go into different tangents, but I can't fucking contain myself at times. So anyways, this is just a quick video that I wanted to do here. I want to share more about my process of how I compose music, how I do it so fast and so quickly without thinking too much and without subscribing to all of this myth of a writer's block and inspiration and I don't have the time. Nobody has the time to do anything, really. But if you are disciplined with your day and you find that you only have half an hour within your week, then use that half an hour to mix your track and to do your track. Okay? But you need to know how to do these things. And you need to force yourself to sit down. If you want to become a professional composer, meaning that you earn money with your music, then you have to do what professional people do. They don't wait for inspiration. They go and work. And music is my work. All right? Today's Monday as I'm recording this. People are going to work right now. What the hell am I supposed to do? Sit around and have a cigarette or a spliff and wait for inspiration to come? I need to go to work. It just happens that I'm working here. So I need to show up with that same intensity that people show up to other works, to other jobs, right? The baker is baking bread. The person working at the supermarket is doing whatever people in the supermarket do. People in offices, in corporate jobs, they do whatever they do. Right? I make music and make YouTube videos, so I better show up and have a structure throughout my day when it comes down to the things that I need to do. It's not about creativity, it's a limited resource. That's complete horseshit, man. All right? Creativity is all around us. Okay? I get creative by just shooting a YouTube video. I get creative by watching a YouTube video. I get creative by just grabbing the guitar and playing a little bit and just be in that flow state of creation. There's no limit to creation. So, but you need to be practicing that on a regular basis in order to understand what I'm saying. Because maybe you come from that victim mentality, or that's a story you tell yourself that creativity is a limited resource. So we have to be careful to use it wisely. Like somehow it's like a carton of milk that is going to be, distributed throughout, the next few days, and we have to use it wisely, not waste it. All right? There's no end to creativity. I hope this video finds you well, my friend. I hope that wherever you are, you're doing great. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I'll see you in another video.